to the Breakdown Podcast YouTube channel. My name's Corey, and in this video, my partner and I, Vic.
That's me.
I go over there. I think he's over there.
Nope. Diagonally over a little. Yeah, there it is. I'm right there. That's it. That's it. Right over there. Over your shoulder.
We're going to be talking the fourth episode of The Masked Singer. But first, before we do, we want to get a little stuff out of the way first. We do our show live on Twitch at 7 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday at twitch.tv/MillerKing_51. The link will be in the description down below. So if you want to join us and currently talk Falcon and Winter Soldier, we're talking The Flash, and we're talking anything else that might happen to come up as it might happen. You know, just random stuff. Who knows? But join the chat and interact with us, and it's fun time. So if you don't want to watch but you want to listen, we are on Apple Podcast, Google Play, and Spotify. Just search the Breakdown Podcast. And sometimes the audio version, it has some bonus episodes. Who knows? We may have some soon. I don't know. But also, one last thing. Please hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell to get notifications. And, leave some comments. Tell us what you think. Vic, let's not delay it any longer. Let's break this down.
All right, sir. So we are on week 3 of The Masked Singer, season 5.
No, it's week 4.
Is it week 4?
Wait.
No, sir. It's on week 3. They've only gotten rid of 2 people.
I'm sorry, I miscounted. I did say in the beginning it was 4, but you're correct. It is 3.
It is week 3. So we have returning. We have the nesting dolls. We have the seashells, we have the raccoon, and we have a wild card singer named Orca, which is the killer whale, and he is coming in to replace one of the singers for this week. Now, they used to have a Group C, so I guess they've negated Group C and just gone to doing this wild card thing, which apparently every week they're going to have a wild card person come in that'll either make it or get booted.
Which seems a bit fair to the people. It seems a bit unfair to the people that have been there since week 1 and had to get through. And these people just basically jumped the line to get to the end of the season.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point of a wild card. I mean, it's like a bye. It's kind of like a bye each week. And then they just they come in. But see, here's the deal. The other singers...
There was no play-in for those buys, though.
Right, but the other singers have had a chance to make a rapport with the judges already. Whereas this new singer only comes in, they have one episode to either... They have a first impression deal going on. Either they do really well and make a good first impression, or they're the F out of there. Fortunately for Orca, he came in on a pretty solid note considering who he was up against. So let's go into our first singer, or singers, I should say, pardon me, which was the Nesting Dolls. I think I was right the first time. I'm almost positive that I was right the first time because they were talking about, oh yeah, how many nesting dolls are there? And then when they started singing, there were 2 on the stage, but they were 2 smaller nesting dolls. And then the bigger nesting doll came out just into the song, so there were 3 of them on the stage, and I was right in the first place. I said the Hanson brothers or Hanson twins, though they're not twins, they are brothers. There are 3 of them, so they're not triplets either. But this could actually, I could have been right the whole time. This could actually be the Umbop kids, because that's the only thing I remember them for.
I'm gonna blow your mind here because this is something that people have not thought about.
Okay,
it hit me this week. While Hanson was a good guess,
okay,
I'm not going to disregard that. However, there was a clue where it talked about one of them was having, it appeared maybe they had some health issues, like mental health issues or what have you. I know.
Oh, it wasn't mental health. It was a physical accident of some sort.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not a fan of this group. I am aware of this group, and I couldn't tell you a song that they sing. I also couldn't tell you anything about their personal history. But I have a feeling people are forgetting about this group, and that's the Jonas Brothers.
Wow, that's actually a really good. That's a good Jonas Brothers. I'm gonna write that down. Yep. Yeah, because there were 3 of them. They are pop singers, and they mentioned the fact that they were pop stars. Which is why the whole when they were talking about it. So I'm going to tell you that Jonas Brothers is a great pick. I still think that the what is it, the Hansons? The Hansons. So those are our two picks for that. So Hanson and Jonas Brothers, that's probably the best two guesses that I can think of off the top of my head, unless they come up with a fourth nesting doll next week. If they come up with a fourth nesting doll, I'm going to be like, fuck, I have no idea.
I at that point, I've got no clue. I mean, then at that point, you start going, okay, well, maybe it's NSYNC. Maybe it's Backstreet Boys, because could there be a fifth one?
Any of them. Absolutely any of them. And that's kind of the weird thing is like, how do you like, because I mean it's cheating almost. You could put anybody in there, any like 4, 5, 6 person group you could put in there. Next thing you know, they're gonna have fucking Drew Hill in there. You know?
Can you imagine if they got voted off the first week and then that third one never got revealed? That there was a third one?
They would have come out and they would have been like, the whole group would have been like, where'd you come from?
Well, we were all part of it too, had we made it far enough.
Thanks for kicking us out. Yeah. We appreciate it. But yeah.
Thanks for,
I think
off of us.
Our guesses are much better than theirs. That one of the things that I caught was one of them was like, oh, this could be Lady A. And I'm like, no, it can't, because Lady A is a single person. And I'm gonna rant about this. And I asked you, do you know the story between about Lady Antebellum, the group called Lady Antebellum? Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah, I know who they are.
Okay,
and
so
I know about the name.
You know they're switching the name because the whole antebellum thing having to do with slavery. But do you know who the other singer is that they're stealing the name from? Do you know about that?
Isn't there some
there's
unknown rapper somewhere?
No, she is a Seattle-based jazz musician who's been around since like the 80s, long before Lady Antebellum ever came onto the scene, and she's been going by the name Lady A forever, her entire singing career, and they jacked her name. Much like Photon got her name jacked from from Captain Marvel, and they are taking her to court to steal her name. I'm like, that's some dirty shit, because they know they have the money to win this court case. They'll just keep throwing money at it until she can't afford to do it anymore, and then she loses her name, and that's shitty. And I just wanted to say it.
God, okay.
I'm all about. Her name is Anita White. And she is Lady A.
Is it trademarked?
And I don't know, but it doesn't matter.
That's her biggest.
I mean, that's the biggest thing. But if you've been running that name your entire career, how someone else is going to walk in? And it's not like they didn't know that was her name, because they approached her about it, and she's like, "No, that's my name," and they're like, "We're taking it anyway." So that's all I have to say about that. Name. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm not a Catcher fan anyway, so who cares?
Nope. It's hers. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on, we had let's see, who went next?
Next
was it Porcupine?
It was Porcupine. No, it was Seashell, wasn't it? I believe Seashell was next.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Seashell came on the scene. There was a lot of references to her being really small. There were a number of things like the physical things. There was like a hot dog, there was a chameleon, there was a witch's broom, a cowboy hat, Cluckledeuce. There's just like, no, Cluckledeuce did the nesting dolls thing, which that was the other thing. They're like, oh, he was like, there's 4 of them. That's what it was. Cluckledeuce said that there could have Cluckledeuce. Fucking, I hate that name. The Rooster needs to stop using that name. Anyway, the Rooster said that we overheard them talking about there being 4 of them, and they were all joking. But I only heard 3 people laughing when they said it. There wasn't 4 people laughing. That was my clue that it was a red herring. Because when he says that, they all start laughing. There's only 3 very distinct voices. So I don't think there's going to be a 4th. If there is, I'll be surprised. But back to Seashell. There was a part in there that they talked about her meeting a baseball player. There was a reference to a baseball player about baseballs, a bunch of stuff. That kind of got me thinking.
I was a clue too, and none of the judges even pointed it out.
Yeah. So, what was your clue? Hold on, see if we have the same clue. What did you get?
Well, here's the thing. I was thinking, because I think that she said something about how meeting an athlete changed her life or something or other. So and a baseball. There's baseballs on the screen, so I automatically assume it's a baseball player. These clues are generally never deterring. They're not going to show you baseballs and it was actually supposed to be a football player.
Right.
They don't generally do that. So I'm thinking, all right, what famous person is married to or dating or has dated a baseball player? And I kept thinking, and I had trouble, and the only one I could think of, and this is the one I'm going with right now because I've got no other guesses, is J-Lo.
Okay. That's not a bad guess. That's not a bad guess at all.
None of the clues, even I have no idea what they can be. If they even if this is correct, I have no idea what they mean. But that's really the only thing I can come up with. I'm sure there's other celebrities out there that are dating baseball players, but that's the only one I can think of.
So, mine is kind of along the same way. The baseball thing was a big hit for me. And one of the things I'm going to hate myself for admitting that I've watched this show more than once for some reason. I'm pretty sure it was while I was sitting at my daughter's house, and she has like, they watch certain channels and it's just preset to the channel. So I turned the TV on for background noise and this show came on, and, it was it called The Real? I think it is.
The Real World?
No. It's called The Real. And I think that's what it's called. And it's kind of like one of those talk shows like The View where it's got all the ladies. So it was on, and I remember turning it on, and I was sitting at the kitchen table, and I turned the TV on, and this came on, and they were talking about something semi-interesting, so I just left it. But the person that was on there was Tamia Mowry. And I remember thinking, stop fucking telling me about your famous baseball husband. Because she said it like 1,900 times about how,
who's she married to?
My husband is a baseball player and he's blah, 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 blah. What is the dude's name? He's on Fox. He's a Fox commentator too.
I'm looking. Go ahead. Keep going.
I can't remember what his name is. It starts with an O, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, so Adam Halsey. That's what it was.
Adam Halsey?
Yeah, Adam Halsey. So she like kept going on about it. And because I remember watching it and going, shut up. I'm tired of hearing about him. So I ended up changing the channel. But that was burned in my brain, dude. So, and recently, from what I understand, is she was talking about wanting to start a musical career or some bullshit, like getting out of like the TVs and stuff like that. So she wanted to move on and expand into that. So I could definitely see this being a way to kind of test those waters to see if like, do I have the chops? Will people like me singing? Like that's a good thing. The other thing that comes in with that, I don't know where hot dogs come in. I don't know where chameleons come in. But the Witch's Broom, her and her sister did a TV show on the Disney Channel, and it was called a movie. It was called Twitches, where they were both teenage witches. And twin witches, I don't know, teenage witches, twitches, whatever it was. But I'm sure your daughter saw it.
I remember that. Nope, remember that. I remember it from when I worked in Blockbuster. We had it on the shelves.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense. But she was in that, and that could be the link to the Witch's Broom. So that's my veiled guess. I'm probably wrong. I don't know, but that's my guess for her.
You know what? I'm gonna do something here that's not. It's been done before. Okay. And I'm changing my answer.
Nice.
I'm going to say the same thing.
The reason why I don't think it was J-Lo is her butt's not big enough, believe it or not.
Well, yeah, I didn't really think it was. Like I said, it's the only person I could think of that
I wasn't
I don't
sure
even know who this dude is.
How couth I could be about saying it, but she ain't got a dunk, so yeah. There's no junk in that seashell's trunk.
I've never heard of this dude, so I didn't even know she was married to a baseball player.
Yeah,
so,
like I said, it was like, my husband's a baseball player, and I'm like, oh God, shut up.
He apparently wasn't that good because I've never heard of him. Not that I've heard of him.
He's a Fox.
He played for the Expos, so it goes way back.
Is Fox Sports even a thing? Because I think that's who he freaking works for. So, yeah. But anyway, So that's my guess for that. So if you're on board with that, then I will. I'm gonna find my marker and I'm going to circle that in big green. That's I'm gonna lock that in.
Yep, we're locking that in.
I'm gonna lock that one in, and we'll see what happens. All right.
And I believe somebody in the comments a week or two ago also said it was either her or Tia, but I think
really?
may have said Tamara. Yeah.
Oh.
So
well,
shout out to them for
this
saying that.
This week's pulled it up because I hadn't even seen that comment. So great. Awesome. That reaffirms my faith in my idea of who this is. So there we go. All right. So after that, we are looking at Raccoon.
My favorite of the bunch.
Absolutely the best.
We need to hold Raccoon for the end though.
Well, okay.
Because since Raccoon was the one that was voted off.
I got you.
No, I'm saying for the viewers.
Yeah.
We'll wait and we'll hold Raccoon for the end. But we'll go to next. We'll go to Porcupine.
Oh yeah, and, Porcupine.
Now this one, I'm patting myself on the back on this one.
Why are you patting yourself on the back? No, why?
Because I am locked in from what I said on week 1. I said it was Jamie Foxx. I'm sticking with that. I'm locked in. There was several references to comics.
Okay.
And as we know, he was in Amazing Spider-Man 2. And we also know he's going to be in the new Spider-Man coming out, playing Electro. You know what? One of the subtle clues in the video package was a lightning bolt. What's a lightning bolt made of? Electricity. What does he play? Who does he play? Electro. I stand my case.
I hate to say this. I really do. So here's the kicker. No, I'm not going to do it because of this one thing. He talked very heavily about Costa Rica. What the hell's Jamie Foxx got to do with Costa Rica?
Maybe he vacations. Maybe he's got a second home down there.
He talked about being a kid. Matter. He talked about being a kid and like wanting to go there and help the people that were picking up the trash and yada yada yada. I don't.
Maybe he saw a documentary on TV when he was a kid and he felt compelled to. I don't know. Half the time those stories there's no way to verify
the MacGuffin.
Yeah, I mean,
Jamie
there's
Foxx,
really no way.
But this is my other thing with Porcupine. Porcupine, for the second time, if it's a red herring, they'll do it once, but they don't double down on red herrings. They don't do that. Like in all the seasons we've watched, that's not something that I've seen them do. And right from the start, he talks about being 60 years old. I'm telling you, that's two references to that, and him being a grandpa. That it makes sense that he would
the age is a lie.
You think that it's a complete MacGuffin?
Yeah, I think it's a complete lie. I think his daughter. I think he actually might be a grandfather. I think because his daughter, I think, is in her.
He's 53 though. How's he gonna like jump 7 years to like throw people off?
It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant.
I'm sticking with Montel Jordan. I'm sticking with Montel Jordan because that guy, though that guy could sing, that was not Jamie Foxx chops. And unless he's pulling back a lot, I don't see it. So
he came out singing week 1, and as soon as he started singing, I said, "That's Jamie Foxx." I could tell. You did. And now, granted, to be fair, I did say that about somebody else in a previous season and was totally wrong.
That is true.
However, with these clues and my initial thought when I first heard his voice, it's Jamie Foxx.
Okay. So with that being said, I'm locking you in for Jamie Foxx because you said you're locking it in. Are you sure you're sticking with that?
Definitely.
All right, we're locking it in. I'm going with Montel Jordan. I'm sticking with it. It's an off the wall idea, but just going off of kind of the smooth, like funky feel that there was to the song when he sang the first week. I get more of a vibe of like a Montel Jordan type of person. Plus, he looks tall as hell, and Jamie Foxx is not tall. Now, with that being said, your Spider-Man references, I can't
over these packages. They were all over this package.
The
painting came out, and there was a spider and a spider web. There was also I think there was a spider in the clue package. It's him.
That piece is the one thing that's holding me to saying that it might it could be him. It could be him. Though, I don't know how old he is.
Who?
But
Jamie Foxx?
No. Okay, here's another guess I'm going to throw out there because of the Spider-Man reference. What if it's Mahershala Ali? I don't know if he can sing or not, but he was in Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. He was the voice for
he was
the Prowler. He was the Prowler.
Yeah, Prowler.
So that would give the Spider-Man reference. He's definitely that tall, but I don't know how old he is. So I don't know if that fits. But according to yours, if that's the MacGuffin, then it could still be him. It could reference, and because he's going to be they're starting to do their media push for Blade. It's possible that they put that out there.
Stuff.
Not necessarily. He hasn't done it yet. He's been in Spider-Man. He hasn't done Blade yet.
Yeah, but everybody already knows he's cast.
But if it's Clue Package, the Clue Package have something that he's already done I've never seen him do something.
No Luke Cage reference?
No, but he's a superhero. I mean, he was a super villain, but not mentioned as a super hero in either one of those things. So I'm gonna put it down. I'm not locking either one of those in yet. Mahershala Ali is kind of a guess because of the Spider-Man thing.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the wild card.
Okay.
The wild card is Orca. Now, obviously, we weren't prepared for this.
No.
Had no idea.
I was not at all.
And this performance was but I didn't really pay a lot of attention to it. I paid attention to a lot of the clues. Like every week one episode, it's really hard to find anything off of the clues.
So here,
however,
the clues,
I do have a guess.
Okay, let me go through some of the clues first, though.
Sure.
Okay. So you got the Orca's pie hole, which has to do with pizza. Obviously, a lot of the references in this has to do with pizza because obviously he was a pizza delivery person at some point. Because of the clues. He was at 24. It said that he wanted to be the punchline, so he may have been wanting to be a comedian. Everyone kind of got that same thing. They made a reference to 2:59 as a timestamp. Don't quite know what that is. Under today's special, there was a lemon pizza for $9, an orange pizza for $4, and a pumpkin pizza for $9. That's the number 22 if you add them together, or 494, which could be a area code. So like an area code for a phone, maybe 494. So that's the only thing I could figure the numbers together. I doubt that the lemon, orange, and pumpkin pizza actually have anything to do with anything. I just think they were a way to deliver those numbers. And if those numbers fit, and as we know with anything that has to do with a TV show these days, if there's numbers, they have a meaning. So that's the only direction I can get. The number 22 or 494, which would be an area code.
There was an address. There's an address that was also given.
Did you find yourself looking at that address up as soon as you saw it? Because I grabbed my phone.
Did you search my history?
I grabbed my phone and put it in the Google Maps to see where it was.
Yeah, I did the same
but
thing.
It's in New York. Did you? You got New York, right?
I searched. All I did was put it in Google, and all it did was return me a bunch of articles talking about that clue. Like, this doesn't help me at all.
Oh, really?
So
I went directly to Maps and just put it in the Maps. I didn't even think to put it, just drop it into Google.
Yeah, I wanted to see if there was, what came up. I thought maybe I'd get like some restaurant's address, or or it's a reference to something in a movie,
right?
Because like 1313 Mockingbird Lane, everybody knows, that address. So maybe that was something to another movie that maybe either I forgot about or I just hadn't seen.
That's a good point though. That 1313 thing, I didn't even think about that. That just the 1313 could be the kick. So that's definitely not an area code. Well, I guess 1313 could be, but I don't think that's going to work. But 1313 is a good thing.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. So my guess.
Okay, what's your guess?
And don't ask me where I got this from. Oh, I know where I got this from. The one clue that I thought, well, maybe, who knows? Because I know he's a rocker. There was a surfer that was in that painting that was brought out.
Right.
So I went with Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. That's an Was Keanu Reeves? Because there was a surfer and then there was an airplane on there as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
I can't think
I
of
don't.
any. So okay,
I
so
mean, that could have been anything. I mean, I don't really know all of Keanu's movies, but maybe he jumped out of a plane in a movie. I
all
don't
right.
know.
So Keanu Reeves, I'll
But
give you
yeah,
that.
just based on the surfer, because I'm like, well, I could say Kelly Slater, but there's no
Right.
way he sounds that good. And then that's the only surfer
So,
person I
and I
know.
sent you a message. I was like, I obviously this person can sing, but it doesn't sound like he's an experienced singer, because it seemed like he was really breathy. Like, when people sing, like they're able to control their breathing so that like it sounds smooth, but he was just like it's like it sounded like he was sucking wind, and it may have been the costume, I don't know, but like it seems like whoever he is, to me, is he's either out of like, not out of shape, like out of the spotlight, like not working anymore. I don't know how to say that, like, you know what I mean, like not singing as much anymore.
Maybe he's somebody that's not a musician in the first place.
Maybe, but no, because like you could hear that he could sing, but it just didn't sound like he was singing something that he normally sings and like knows the cadence to and like can breathe through. Like he just seemed like he was kind of struggling like getting it out. So like if that's the case, then the type of music he was singing is probably not normally what they sing. So with that in mind, it was like a rocker type of thing, and I think that like if that's the case, they probably sing something different. But I have no guesses right now. I have all of the clues. I'm gonna do some research. I feel like the 494 is what's gonna kick it for me. So I'm going to look up the 494 area code and see who comes up.
All right. Well, while you do that, I will move on to our final performer, who unfortunately got the axe. Now, I told you like a day or a couple days before watching this that I already got spoiled. I already knew Raccoon was going, and I knew who it was, and that's because I've been following this person on Instagram for several years now.
For how long?
yeah, and he posted the picture. I was like, oh man. So I obviously, but the thing is, I called it in week one.
So did I.
Yeah. So
I called it.
We both called it.
As soon as he walked out and started talking, I was like, "Oh God, I know who that is."
You could really hear the accent. You could really hear his accent and the voiceover stuff this week.
Yeah.
To me, it was very obvious who it was, and the fact that everybody kept going, Tony Danza, or how about Danny DeVito? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I was like, where'd you get Tony Danza? Like, okay, so first of all, the Tony Danza thing, I didn't think that was a horrible guess. And the reason why is because Tony Danza has gotten really old, and not like, well, obviously he's gotten old, but age hasn't been good to him. Let's put it that way.
Here's the thing, though.
So,
Here's
like,
the thing you don't know,
maybe that could be true. And then the fact that he was a boxer and all that stuff, I was like, well, that definitely does fit.
No, the boxer part would fit, but the problem is, if memory serves me, I think he did a lot of stuff on Broadway. So he's got singing experience and knows how to do that. So
I didn't know that.
That just throws their whole. That's why I was like, that's a stupid guess.
Well, the other one I thought was good was Gary Busey also.
Yeah, but if you really listen to the audio, there's clearly Danny's accent is there.
Yeah, most definitely.
And which is obviously Gary doesn't have that. So it's Danny Trejo. As we've subtly mentioned, we both guessed this week one, so that gives us. Does that give us one we've gotten right? Yeah, just one so far. Well, no, I don't know.
I got Caitlyn Jenner.
You counting? Are you counting that one?
I got her. I got her. I didn't get the frog, but I definitely got her. So just real quick, area code 494 is California. It's Orange County, California. So there's a little piece of a clue for you. So Orange County, California.
Orange
County.
Okay.
So let's see. Singers from
Orange. And Robin also said because of the pumpkin on there, it's Billy Corgan.
From
Billy
Smashing
Corgan
Pumpkins.
Billy Corgan does not sound like this. Never could sound like this, and certainly does not sound like this now. Because his vocals are in my opinion, are shot. They're nothing like they used to be.
I don't know him enough to say that I can honestly say what he would normally sound like. Oh,
yeah,
here's one that's interesting.
Oh boy.
So what I did is I put in 494 area code and I put in singers from 949 area code, and it gives you like a whole list of all these people. And I'm good with this guess, dude. I'm good with this. You're good with
what guess?
This guess, because
I
don't think this guy can sing in the first place, in my opinion. So, Mark McGrath, Sugar Ray. I don't think he's a very good singer, in my opinion. I know he's had some pretty popular things going on, but I don't really. I like that fits. Like, to me, that sounds kind of like him.
I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that for next week or whenever.
I'm gonna put it. I don't have any other guesses, so that's kind of also the reason why. But he's from Orange County. He sings, kind of, in my opinion, obviously. I could definitely see somebody like him throwing his demo tapes in the pizza boxes when he delivers a pizza to somebody and be like, "Listen to my demo tape." You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you go back and you listen to like old Sugar Ray before they made the poppier stuff, and you hear the type of music they're playing, then I could totally see that'd probably be somebody in that type of situation. When I say that type of situation, I mean like, you know, and a heavy metal band or something like that. Like, here, take my demo. Yeah. I mean, I've read stories of people doing that before.
Because I was
but
thinking maybe like he was putting his comedy reel in people's pizzas. But what if it was just his demo tape? Like, here's my demo tape, and he's taking it to studios and delivering pieces to studios and dropping off a demo tape in there.
Oh yeah,
I could definitely see him doing something like that.
Yeah, again, you're a struggling rock band living in California. I could totally see bands doing that all the time, and you see it like in movies and stuff too, where the characters do similar things to that. And you know, you read it in books and stuff too. So,
dude, I'm going with that.
That's a definite question mark. I'm going to watch the next clue package on Orca.
All right, so that's what we have. Keanu, we have the biggest gap: Keanu Reeves or Mark McGrath. That makes no good sense whatsoever.
Could you imagine if I was right though?
Oh God, if you're right, that's going to be ridiculous. Keanu Reeves.
All right. That is going to end this episode or this video. We do want to thank you for watching, and please again check out the podcast. The links will be in the description below. So on behalf of Vic,
that's me.
I'm Corey. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.
See ya.